The ArriveCan debacle seems to be going down a larger rabbit hole as the RCMP are now involved. Let's get into it.
Oh, yeah!
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to The Fringe. Welcome to our large Fringe majority here on the channel, as the ArriveCan app has now sparked mass controversy as investigations are ongoing. Of course, we touched last week on the video from Larry Brock stating that once again, the Liberals and the NDP had blocked what was seen as damning evidence that money had flowed into, I guess, improper hands during the creation of the ArriveCan app. It's now come to light that extensions and investigations into where money has gone and a full audit has been commenced, and the RCMP are now investigating the ArriveCan app. Now, what does this mean? Well, it could all just be smoke and mirrors. This could just be all part of this show as the RCMP pretend to jump into an investigation. But nonetheless, I wanted to cover this and hopefully show that at some point, folks, we're going to see a little bit of reprieve on where this money went. Now, I did speculate on our last video that it seems that right around the time this inquiry began, Justin Trudeau conveniently announced his separation from his wife at the time, who was also, it came to light, the head of a new telecommunications company that was receiving government grants. And this, of course, being in a separation, exempted her from the Conflicts of Interest Act, which again makes me question, is some of this damning evidence, now this is speculation, but is some of this damning evidence that perhaps maybe Sophie Trudeau's company received funds for ArriveCan and what went on into ArriveCan. But let's get into what we do have. That's not speculation. This article over from the Western Standard saying that the federal government hid RCMP investigation into the ArriveCan app from the Auditor General. Auditor General Karen Hogan told the Commission's Public Accounts Committee on Thursday that federal managers did not tell auditors about a police investigation related to the ArriveCan app when they were conducting a review of the app. According to Blacklock's reporter, MPs requested the audit a year ago, but were not informed about the RCMP investigation. Despite my staff auditing all of the departments in this audit, management had not informed me they referred a contracting matter which involved many common players we are looking at to the RCMP, testified Auditor Hogan. Hogan's office only learned of the police matter from a whistleblower's account on the October 4th issue of the Globe and Mail. It was the CBSA that did the referral, or the Canada Border Services Agency. I would have expected that they would have informed us through the course of our audit. We always ask questions linked to actual suspected or alleged fraud, and we would expect there is an ongoing responsibility for officials to keep us informed of any matters that are relevant to the subject we are auditing. I'm disappointed they did not tell us. Not only are you disappointed, but Canadians are disappointed, replied Conservative MP Larry Brock. Members of Parliament are disappointed as well. You have been charged with a very serious responsibility, and one would think at the very least the government would exercise some transparency and accountability to notify you about this investigation. They failed you, and they failed Canadians. At the core of the allegations, they use the phrase misconduct, said Brock. But when you do a deep dive into the particular story, it goes beyond misconduct, it goes into criminality. That's why the RCMP is investigating it. There are allegations regarding identity theft, fraudulent Ford resumes, contractual theft, fraudulent billing, price fixing, collusion, all with senior bureaucrats with the Government of Canada, Brock told public account committees. On November 2nd, 2022, the House of Commons voted 173 to 149 to conduct a full audit of the app, where MPs were concerned about the usually high cost of $54 million. I'll remind you that's taxpayer money for the program designed to verify the poke status of cross-border travelers. There's obviously something fishy going on, opposition leader Pierre Poilievre said in the Commission's debate. The government does not want Canadians to know the truth, and I wonder why. Cabinet in 2020 mandated travelers download the app to pre-submit proof of poke prior to arrival in Canada. The requirement was suspended on October 1st of last year. Auditor Hogan stated on Thursday the police investigation led her office to conduct additional interviews with federal managers connected to the app that was contracting. So What does this mean? Well, it means what we've all said all along, that Trudeau is, of course, we all know for a very long time, corrupt, that he's shuffling money around, that he's filling the pockets of his friends. And while we're all sitting in what looks like record inflation and the inability to purchase groceries, the inability to heat our homes during the winter, the inability to provide for our families, well, that all seems to be because of scams and scandals like this, where the federal government wants to line their pockets with Canadian taxpayer money. Now, I wanted to pull up this video from the Pleb, which was put out in August of 2022. But it does highlight something very important about this app, and again, where some of this money may have gone. When you talk about bots or view bots or any kind of boosts that companies can get, those things do cost a significant amount of money. Let's take a look at what Pleb has to say when talking about the apps here.
Has 518,000 reviews at a 4.5 rating. Now, for comparison, Uber has 104,000 reviews. That's 5 times less reviews than ArriveCan with a 4.6. Similar scores. Now let's look at Google. Google has 29,000 reviews, okay? That means that they have 18 times less reviews than ArriveCan, okay? A small company called Google with only a 4.1 review. Absolutely pathetic. Another example would be Tinder. Tinder has a 3.6 review. Sad. ArriveCan, remember, has a 4.5. Tinder has a 3.6. Tinder only has 40,000 reviews, whereas ArriveCan has 520,000. That is 12 times more reviews for ArriveCan because it is truly the greatest app ever invented.
Okay, so a little bit of culture jamming there, but also accurate numbers. Now, I don't know what those apps have gone to since. I'm not really one to really rate apps anytime I'm doing things, but again, it's surprising that this was in August of 2022. So again, this is 2 years after, not even 2 years after the ArriveCan app had launched, and we're seeing 500,000 reviews on it, rating it a top star rating, and again, ahead of Google, ahead of ones like Tinder, I guess. Like Tinder is commonly used, Uber is commonly used. Seems a little alarming, and again, points to where money could have gone. And that seems like something that works through telecommunications. Again, my speculations. Not saying anything indefinite here, YouTube. So this is just purely speculatory. But here's another article showing that the Globe and Mail says the RCMP investigating allegations of CBSA misconduct. The government appears to be in another sticky travel mess. In an exclusive story, the Globe and Mail says the RCMP is investigating allegations of misconduct involving its outsourced IT project to the Canadian Border Services Agency after 2 tech entrepreneurs who performed work for the agency warned senior officials about improper contracting practices and cozy relationships between the public service and private firms. The newspaper says the allegations stem from a relatively small contract valued at less than $500,000, but the money flowed from a larger $21.2 million contract for general services that was also used by the agency to fund outsourcing work related to the ArriveCan app. OpenJaw earlier this year reported that a growing chorus of advocates, critics, and concerned citizens are urging the CBSA to provide transparency and accountability regarding the funding and expenditures of the ArriveCan app. Launched in April of 2020 as part of federal efforts to curb the spread of the virus, ArriveCan was heavily promoted by the government as a time-saving tool for travelers entering and leaving Canada during the pandemic. Globe and Mail analyst of 2022 revealed that ArriveCan app cost taxpayers $54 million, where they said after spending at least 10 times what it should have for ArriveCan app, CBSA provided Canadian media with misinformation about how that happened. They've also quoted here that the CBSA missed deadlines in providing answers to Parliament and ultimately said it did not have key information and no commitment to finding it a troubling violation of government transparency. So again, the usual word salad, the usual jargon of, well, we don't really have to put that forward, or oh, we're not really committed to getting that forward. We certainly don't want to incriminate the current Prime Minister of Canada. We don't want to show where his money went, or suppose that, our money, wherever that may be. But again, this stinks of corruption. It's I mean, we've all known this, and again, I've said that I'd follow up. I said that I would report as things come out, and of course, now with the RCMP getting involved, it makes me question: are we going to see a serious investigation, or is this going to be similar to the CBSA, where again they say, "Oh yeah, we looked into it, we found nothing." It's going to be very, very interesting coming forward. Again, I've reached out to Larry Brock, and I'm attempting to see if we can get him to sit down with us on this channel, maybe discuss this in further detail, and hopefully we can set something up. I know schedules are conflicting, and it's tough to find times that work for everybody. But fear not, we will try to get something organized here on the channel. But let me know what you guys think. Is this corruption at its finest? Do you think that there's a possibility some of this money went to Sophie's telecommunications company, or is that just putting on the old tinfoil hat again? Let me know your comments down below, folks. If it's your first time here, I sure hope this video has earned your subscription. Please hit the subscribe button and join our channel as we are continuing to climb up the YouTube ladder. It's always great to see new members here. While you're hitting that subscribe button, make sure to hit the bell for notifications. We go live every Sunday here on the channel at 6:30 p.m. Pacific time, where we do our weekly wrap and talk about everything that's happened throughout the week, everything coming in the week ahead, as well as taking your Q&A and getting to know our community on the side of making these videos. And it's always great to see new members in there, people telling me that they just found the channel and that they're coming in for the first time. I enjoy talking with each and every one of you. Hope you have a wonderful day as we head towards the weekend, and stay safe. And I look forward to seeing everybody in our stream on Sunday night. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'll catch you on the next one.